It's Spacey Sims, and we're back with more Love Spell. And we ended Enix's route in the last part, so we are going to start a whole new route today, and I think we're going to go down Marcello's route. Whoopsie. Look, I don't want to lose my hat this fast, okay? So, yeah, we're going to do his route, because I want to say Florian's for last. It absolutely, after having technically finished the game, for me, not for you, Florian's route is my absolute favorite. He's my favorite character. Enix is like my second favorite character, just like on the Insta looks alone. But I really loved Florian's route. I had so much fun with it. Just because there's something about it that's a little different. And I was like, I never even thought that I needed this in a game, and I have, and like, I love it. So I'm going to save that for last, since I've technically played all the routes now. For myself, I guess, because, you know, we lost all of this, basically. And I really did I did enjoy Jamie's route. I did like Marcello's route, but I feel like between Jamie and Marcello, I like Jamie a little bit better. So, in a way, I hate to say it this way, I hate to be like, it's getting Marcello out of the way. I hate saying that, because it's not that I don't, it's just, I feel bad for him. He's a good character, and the route's a lot of fun, but unfortunately, if you gotta rank them, I liked Jamie's a little bit better than Marcello. That's sad to say. He does have glorious hair, so we're just gonna do his first. He's like the only person, though, that gets a different, like, I swear to God, like, theme song right before each episode. Anyway, friend or foe. And, okay, we did in the we cannot... Loud, obnoxious ringing. Hold on. I can't, like, notice our little Miss Moon stuff is different. Anyway, it's not there. Oh, what was I going to say? I was going to say something about... Oh, yeah. We had the fun with the accent in the prologue. I can't give him that accent, so we're just going to give him a normal voice, because I cannot keep that up the whole time. I tried. The first time I recorded, I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it for more than, like, a line. I can't take him seriously. Like, he's a fun character, but I was like, I also couldn't just keep up the accent. I couldn't read it. Look, I can't do the accents unless... It's really hard. Unless it's kind of like written with an accent in it. And this, it would be an Italian accent, and I can't do an Italian accent. You know, we gave him a terrible, like, Spanish accent. I don't even know. We could give him a really bad Irish accent, like, whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't even read that freaking line, did I? I'm just, like, so bad right now. I'm sorry. I lazily extend my hand out to turn off my alarm clock's incessant ringing. After the ringing stops, I snuggle up sleepily against my pillow again. I'm pretty sure you heard the buzzing. Ugh, I'm going. I grab my buzzing phone from my bedside table. I slowly open my eyes to dismiss the alarm when I glance at the time. It's 11! Oh my god, I am so late for work! Without even so much as a second thought, I quickly tumble out of bed and dash towards my closet. After several chaotic minutes, I grab my bag and I'm ready to run through the bedroom door when suddenly... I glance at the number on display, but my eyes widen at the notification above it. 22 missed calls from boss. Oh, I'm dead! I'm so freaking dead! I love her, like, shock face. I really do. It's so great. Taking in a deep breath, I answer with a fake cheerful demeanor. It didn't click, sorry. Hey, boss! I am so sorry. I've been totally stuck in killer traffic. You've been stuck in traffic since 7 a.m.? It's almost noon, woman. No. Yeah, there was a cat. Yeah, a poor little cat in, the bus. Don't even bother showing up again. You're fired. Fired? What? But boss, wait, hold on a second, please, look, I can explain. I gawk as the line on the other side of the phone rings dead. Panic settles into my stomach as I frantically attempt to call back. After a few moments, my heart fills with hope when I hear someone on the other end pick up. Boss, please hear me out, I'm begging you. And don't you dare call this number again or I'll sue you. I slip back into my bed as I stare disbelievingly at my phone. My mind is blank when all of a sudden... Bang, bang, bang. As I walk towards my banging front door, I look out through a small window from the inside. I cover my mouth when I see my landlady's peeved face and immediately duck behind a wall.
Coming out, Missy! I know you're in there! Where's my rent money?
I don't know what's happening with her voice. It's just whatever it is. Oh, shoot. Quiet. I gotta be quiet. I can't let her hear me. The landlady continues to bang on the door, and I quietly hide behind my coat rack. After a few moments, I watch as an envelope slides in from under my door and lands near my hiding place. I pick up the envelope with a sigh as I turn it over to read the big, bold letters printed on the front. Late rent payment due. Second warning. I swallow hard before tossing the envelope on top of a growing pile of unopened bills lying on my kitchen counter. I trudge over to my couch and grimace as my head begins to painfully throb. Great. Just great. A hangover, too. Exactly what I needed right now. I look around the messy apartment as I let out a deep sigh. Suddenly, my phone jingles. I unlock the screen and peer into an email from my university. Good morning, Miss Spacey. According to our records, we've received notice that you've not yet paid your last tuition bill. Please be aware that at the end of the semester, it will be required for you to pay your outstanding balance, as well as officially choose a major to continue attending this school. Please contact me immediately so that we may schedule a meeting to discuss your future academic plan.
Oh, piss off, pal!
Without even finishing the email, I throw my phone on the couch. I'm sure it was actually supposed to be from Florian, probably, because he's, like, her advisor, I think. But, like, you know, we gotta use this sort of tour guide Spacey voice. Don't get to use it much in this one. Suddenly, my AC turns off. I walk over to the unit and press a few buttons, but only a red light flickers on and off. A few seconds later, the words, "Maintenance needed," appear on the small screen. Oh, you have got to be kidding me right now. This is like... In a way, I feel her. I still have a job, thank God, and I can pay my rent, thank God. But, like, it's really one of those, when one thing goes wrong, everything fucking goes wrong. You're like, okay, you can handle this bad thing happened. Okay. All right, I can handle, and then the next bad thing happens, and you're like, okay, and then and it keeps going, and then you're like, I can't handle it anymore. I just can't do it. Why? So, like, 2020, basically, we're all in that mode right now. We all feel it. You're like, everything just keeps getting worse. It's literally the end of the world. But we all still have to go to work. So, like, this is a shitty apocalypse. I'm just saying, in a real apocalypse, like, I'd be the first one dead. Okay, look. Especially if it was a zombie apocalypse. I'm not trying to run from fucking zombies and fight them. You know what? Just whatever. That's why I want to be cremated, so I don't come back as a zombie. Just saying. I grab a nearby pillow to muffle a frustrated scream into it. But I regret my course of action almost immediately when my head begins to throb painfully again. Worst morning ever. She needs my new theme song. I have no more fucks to give song. Can't help but sigh dejectedly as I stare at the blue sky shining outside my window. Ugh, I feel like I'm gonna go crazy. Maybe some fresh air can cool my head off. I think my least favorite part of this route is this. Her trauma and everything going wrong, because it's just too real and it hits too close to home, and I don't like it. Like, she's a fucking mess, and I'm like, I feel this too much, so I don't like it. I feel called out a little bit. Like, I'm obviously joking. Like, that's kind of what I like, but it's also like, oh, no, I don't want to be reminded that everything sucks. Thanks. I breathe in the fresh morning air as I walk around the town's bustling streets. Eventually, I come to rest at a small plaza. I can't help but feel a pang of jealousy as I watch people hurry along in different directions. Kinda sucks to be the only one with nowhere to go. I catch my depressed appearance in the reflection of a window display as I try to muster up a smile. Alright, you know what? Moping isn't going to get me anywhere. I'll just start looking for a new job as soon as I get back home. Everything's going to work out just fine, I'm sure of it. It's times like these you gotta be the most positive, right? And this is so like, you're like, it's okay, everything will be okay. I'll be fine. And then something else happens and you're like, I'm not going to be fine. It's not going to be fine. Look, at this point, it's been, by the time you're seeing this, it's been like probably a month at least or more since my hard drive crashed. But it's still fresh in my mind as I'm recording this and I'm like, still a little traumatized. Like, it's going to be fine. I've got now the solid state, like, D drive, a TAT, like, a separate, and I got that. But the amount of fighting I had to do with just my computer in general after that and the trauma of everything, and, like, and then Premiere doesn't work, and then I can't do this, and Adobe doesn't work, and everything. It's just like, I'm just going to die. You think everything's okay. You're like, I got things back. We can do this. And then you're like, I can't do this. I can't do it. So I feel this one. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's when in my head I was like, I don't want to really do this route because it's too, like, there's too much. Yeah, no, this feels like my life. So for a guy with glorious hair is not going to just, like, come along into my life, right? Anyway. He is a great character, though. Like, he really is. Just as I say this, the TV behind the glass of the display turns on. I watch as a news segment is shown and a female reporter wearing a perturbed expression begins her report. Now for the news at noon. We've received various reports of suspicious individuals spotted around town. Although no crimes have been reported yet, local authorities have advised all townspeople to stay vigilant and aware of their surroundings. You know where this is going. Great. I lose my job. I have no idea what I'm going to do with my life, and now there's a bunch of thugs in town? They're probably wearing red suits. What? Nothing. I'm just kidding. It's not like that. Oh, screw being positive. My day literally can't get worse than this. Oh, God. I forgot she said that line, because it absolutely can. Suddenly, my thoughts are interrupted when a figure shoves into me from behind. I narrow my eyes at a hooded man as he smiles sheepishly at me. Excuse me? Watch where you're going, sir. Sorry about that, miss. I raise my brow suspiciously as he runs off. I can't help but frown as I turn to walk in the opposite direction. Jeez, what's up with people today? This one's so pretty. I love this one. Dude, what is on? Oh, it's a lady. Those are boobs. And it's like her arm over her head or something. She's like sitting there like a little like merlady or something. I don't know. Anyway, I take in a deep breath as I focus towards the calming scenery of the town's local park. This place is always so soothing. Kinda upsets me how there's jerks threatening the peace around here now. Really hope the cops catch them quick. Well, enough goofing off. Time to get back and start job hunting. As I stand up, I open up a job search app on my phone. But after barely a few steps forward, I bump into something large and soft. He never looks directly at you, though. He's always looking off to the side. I slowly look up to see a familiar flashy red suit and dark ponytail. He does have glorious hair. That's why he likes fancy shampoo. It's you! The jerk from yesterday! Excuse me? The man turns around and I can't help but take a few steps back when I realize just how large he is. He peers down into my face for a second before he pulls a card out from his pocket and looks back up towards me. Wait, I knew I recognized you. You're that girl from yesterday who spilled coffee all over my new suit. I'll fix the boy, don't worry. Crap! He actually remembers. I don't have the money to pay this guy for $1 million suit! Hell, I don't even have the money to pay my rent! I take a few... Thanks, Origin. Go fuck yourself. Thank you, I didn't lose my hat. Like, Origin wasn't even open. It's like, you have to update this, bitch. I'm in the middle of something. Go fuck yourself. So sorry about that. Because it's capturing just this area, so anything will pop up over it. Because I can't get it to, it doesn't register the game. You know what I mean? It's just my recording software, so I have to capture. So if I pop up anything, or if I click on Steam, it comes up in this area if I move the game window out of the way. You know what I mean? So, sorry. I was like, did my game crash? What the fuck? No, Origin's just an asshole. I take a few more steps back cautiously as the man takes a few steps forward. Hey, your name's Spacey, right? I've been looking for you. He's been looking for me? Oh my god, he even knows my name! Could this guy be one of the suspicious individuals the news was talking about? I mean, who wears a gaudy suit like that in broad daylight anyway? Clearly a criminal. It's a beautiful suit. Shut up, okay? I do like his suit. I have something that belongs to you. I'm broke, okay? Without so much as a second thought, I turn and run away as fast as my legs can take me. I lean over to rest my hands on my knees and catch my breath. Oh my god. I didn't think I could run that fast. At least I lost him, right? Just as I finish my thought, I look up to see a bunch of men in suits and sunglasses surround me. Okay, so the fun thing about these guys is, if they showed up in Enix's route too, like the security guy on the pier, I think, or whatever, but like, it's the same dude. These guys are at least wearing, like, red suits. I love it. It's like a Matrix feel. Like, obviously, because they're, like, not important characters, they don't have real sprites, it's the same. Like, okay, we just drew a generic one that they use, but I just love that they're in, like, everything. You're like, hey, you're that same guy. It's just fun. Like, obviously, like, it happens in every game, you know what I mean? Like, you've got the stock kind of like, okay, like, the bodyguard characters or security guard characters. Okay, here's a sprite, but it's a generic one. We just changed the color of the suit, but I just love so much that, like, his guys are like... It's just funny to me. I don't know why. Again, it's normal, but it's just funny. Just as I finish my thought, I look up to see a bunch of men in suits and sunglasses surround me. But I do like the added touch that they put them in the red suit so that they match, so like him, as opposed to just the generic, like, black Secret Service agent kind of suits, you know? It's a nice touch. Swallow hard as I watch the same red-suited man from before emerge from among them as the other men step back. My jaw drops as I watch him fix his suit, barely looking like he broke a sweat as I'm gasping for air. He's got a limo around the corner. Jeez, you're pretty damn annoying, huh? Now would you stop running around like a headless chicken and listen to what I have to say? I told you! I don't have any money! I can't pay you back anything! And besides, you were the jerk who ran into me in the first place anyway! At my outburst, the group of suited men snicker around me. Like, you're gonna get whacked, lady. The red-suited man shakes his head as he cracks an amused smile and begins to saunter towards me. First off, the name ain't Jerk. It's Marcello, sweetheart. Learn it. Like how he's winking at us, too. And I'm not here to collect any payment either. Relax. I'm here to return this. It's yours, ain't it? I watch as Marcello holds a familiar-looking wallet up to my face, and I immediately turn around to dig through my pockets. Wait, what? Why do you have my wallet? Huh? Don't tell me you didn't even realize you got robbed back there, lady. Robbed? When did I? My eyes widen as I think back to the shady stranger that bumped into me earlier. Girl needs to get a chain for her wallet. Oh, shit, I didn't even read that. My hands ball into fists. I read it in my head. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I am not with it today. I just want to be careful because I don't want to lose my hat going over here. My hands ball into fists as latent anger seeps through me. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. This is a fucking mess today. Welcome to my life. That son of a... My outburst is interrupted when Marcello lets out a chuckle. Don't sweat it now. Besides, I don't think he took much. After all, there's not much in here to take in the first place. My jaw drops as Marcello sifts through my wallet with a disappointed expression. Hey! Don't just look through someone's wallet! That's an invasion of privacy! Marcello tosses over my beat-up wallet, and I look through it quickly to make sure nothing's missing. I mean, I'm just calling it how I see it. You're pretty damn broke. You homeless or something? Sheesh, even that wallet's falling apart. Favorite wallet, shut up. I can feel my pent-up frustration reaching maximum peak as I glare daggers at him. Some of us get attached to stupid shit like wallet. And what's it to ya? So what if I broke or homeless? Why don't you and all your lackeys here just buzz off, alright? I'm sick and tired of having to deal with rude jerks like you today! At my loud outburst, several of the suited men begin to murmur amongst themselves. Look, they're like anxiously sweating. Oh god, she's gonna get whacked. Are we gonna have to kill her? I don't want to kill her. She seems too innocent. I look around and see many worried faces now looking towards Marcelo. They're worried. They're like, are we gonna have to kill a bitch? Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch? I slowly turn back towards Marcelo, only to realize he's now standing right in front of me as he peers into my face. This game is great, I'm not gonna lie. Got quite a mouth on you, huh? Oh shoot, I think I pissed him off. What's he gonna... A few seconds pass by before Marcelo breaks out into roaring laughter. Ha! Well shit, sure wasn't expecting that. You good now or what? What? You got guts, Pinks. You know, I respect that in a woman. Pinks? Marcelo reaches out into his suit pocket and hands me my ID. Here, this fell out earlier too. It seems important, so try not to lose it this time, alright? I let out a sigh of relief I didn't even know I was holding as I watch him turn around and walk away. The suited men also follow his lead and begin to retreat as well. I can't help but glance down at my beat-up wallet before I slowly look back up at Marcelo's retreating figure. Thank you, by the way, for, bringing this back to me. At this, Marcelo slightly turns his head around to shoot me an amused smirk. Just try and pay a little more attention next time, Pinks. Wouldn't want a big old jerk to gobble you up now, would you? Oh, and by the way, don't worry about the suit. I mean, after seeing the shape you're in, I doubt you could pay it off in 3 lifetimes anyway. What, you? See you around, Pinks. I can hear snickers from the other men as Marcelo turns back around and eventually disappears into the distance. Heat rushes to my face as I quickly spin around and run into my apartment building. But then the bush can't wear the hat anymore. And then it's kind of on the P. But then it's also on the bush. Huh. He's still nothing but a cocky jerk. Okay, Bush, you don't get to wear the hat anymore. Put it up here. The next day, I scribble out another company's name on the notebook in front of me as I hang up my phone. I'm sorry, I just like a little hat and I like making things in the background wear it. It's the most fascinating thing. I glumly stare at my empty coffee cup as I sink further into my seat. Ugh, I've been at this since yesterday and I still haven't even been able to land a single interview. I can feel my heart sink as I let out a deep sigh. Oh my, that's the 6th one today. Is everything alright, Spacey? I look up to see the cafe's elderly owner, Mr. Saul, approaching as he carries a small plate of pastries to my table. Here, these are on the house today. I know they're your favorite, so I hope it'll cheer you up a little. I can't help but smile gratefully at Mr. Saul as I take in the sight of my favorite macarons. Macaroons? Macaron? I don't know. There's like a right way and a wrong way to pronounce them. I just never know the right thing, but they're delicious anyway. I straighten up my posture and I beam a smile at him. I think they're macarons, not macaroons. We say it wrong. I don't remember which one's the right way. And aren't they technically 2 different I don't know. Whatever. Aw, thank you so much, Mr. Saul. This is just the pick-me-up I needed. They look delicious. My pleasure, dear. I don't pretend to know what you're going through, but always remember to ask for help if you need it, alright? I nod warmly at him as he puts a gentle, reassuring hand on my shoulder. He's so nice. My heart swells with gratitude as I watch him walk over to another table to greet some new customers who just sat down. I see their faces immediately light up as they look up to the owner. Oh my god! Oh my god, I just figured it out. Okay, so like, Enix's route we just finished, and that was the first time I'd finished it, okay, because I only got to like, through chapter like 4, right? And the witch, I think her name's Agatha, I think. Am I right? I don't remember. Anyway, remember she was like, I let someone slip through my hands. Oh my god, it was Mr. Saul, wasn't it? No, it can't be. He has a wife. Wait. Oh, never mind. That was, it was like, oh, maybe it was Mr. Saul. But he has a wife. We never meet her, but he has a wife. Oh no! But maybe it was! Oh, that's even sadder, because then they can't be happy together ever. Because, like, Mr. Saul's so happy with his lovely wife. Oh. All right, never mind. Look, it was just all of a sudden popped in my head, and I was like, oh, because, like, he's a little man, she's a little witch, and it was like, but, okay, it's not. Sorry. I'm just throwing things out there, but I forgot he's got a lovely wife, and we can't, like, negate their marriage for our friendly witch lady. As much as we love her. I mean, look, it was okay to break up Enix and Bitchface, because she was a bitch. Even if she tried to be redeeming at the end, it's like, nah, go fuck yourself. I don't like you still. Supposed to be like, oh, we forgive. No, we don't. I hold a grudge. Girl, you out. Anyway, I wish I could become someone like Mr. Saul. A warm person that people could rely on in their times of need. Well, I suppose whining won't get me there. Back to searching it is. Okay, who's next? I look at the next phone number on the list. Just as I'm ready to press the call button on my phone, the scraping sound of the chair across from me being pulled out catches my attention. My eyes widen as I look up at a familiar, smirking figure taking a seat in front of me. Sup? Seat ain't taken, right? Trouble in Little Pastoria. Before I can even answer, Marcelo is already sitting snugly in the seat across from me. He smiles at my plate of macaroons before helping himself to one without even asking. Oh, nice! I love these little shits. Excuse me? You can't just eat other people's food like that! Relax, sweetheart, relax. We can always just order more, can't we? I watch as the new barista walks over to our table with a menu, and I immediately attempt to hide myself behind my notebook. Sweet little Jamie face. Sorry. Good morning, sir. What can I get for you today? Let me get a large dark roast. Dark as you can make it. I instinctively shrink further behind the notebook as Marcelo glances over at me with an amused smile. You want anything, Pinks? My name isn't Pinks! Marcelo lets out a hearty laugh as I feel my face flush 10 shades of red when other customers in the cafe turn to look at the commotion. I sink into my seat as I hear the barista clear his throat. He's like, awkward? Right. So will that be all, sir? Yeah, that's it. Oh, and give me another plate of these little shits. Marcelo motions towards the macaroons as he pops another in his mouth. I can feel my eye twitch as I glare daggers at him. The barista smiles politely at us both before leaving while taking the menu with him. I let out a deep sigh as I drop the notebook onto the table. Can I help you, sir? I'm actually quite busy at the moment, so could you please leave? Oh yeah? What's all this? I gawk as Marcelo nonchalantly grabs my notebook and peers into my scribbles. Writing love letters to my best friend to somebody else's boyfriend. I immediately attempt to reach over the table to snatch it back, but he teasingly moves it further out of my reach. Hey! You can't just... Ugh! Never mind. Give it back! Phone numbers and company names. Wait, don't tell me you're actually job hunting. So what if I am, huh? Just give it back already. I finally grab the notebook as I sit back down. Marcelo shoots me an amused smirk. Well, judging by the amount of crossed-out names I saw, doesn't seem to be going too good for you, huh? I let out an annoyed grunt as I watch him gobble up my last macaroon and lean back comfortably in his chair. Thanks a lot, Origin. Thanks fucking a lot. What the fuck? Now I lost my hat. Fuck Origin. Jesus Christ. I let out an annoyed grunt as I watch him gobble up my last macaroon and lean back comfortably in his chair. Like, I will fucking update you. Shut up. You're not planning on leaving, are you? Me to Origin. You're not planning on leaving, are you? Fuck off right now. And don't tell me you just noticed. I miss my hat. We almost had it through the whole episode. Not my fault. I let out an exasperated sigh as I dropped my notebook and slumped further into my chair. No. It's not going well at all. I haven't even been able to land an interview since yesterday, and if this keeps up, I don't even know how I'm going to afford a roof over my head. I let out a deep sigh as I closed my notebook. Another waiter brings by a new plate of macaroons, and I immediately plop one into my mouth. Marcelo watches my actions as he shoots me a look.
Sheesh, I bet, huh? So what's your plan here? Just call random companies and hope one says yes to an interview or something? Pretty shitty plan if you ask me.
Well, no one asked you, all right? I'm doing the best I can here. I let out another sigh as I begin to pack my things, just as I'm about to stand up.
Wait, you want a job, right? Why don't you come work for me?
No.
Hey! You didn't even hear me out!
I narrow my eyes suspiciously at the flashy man in front of me as he shoots me an amused grin. I really do enjoy him. I think I enjoy some of the other routes a little bit more, but I really do enjoy him and his route. Like,
jeez, if looks could kill. Just trying to help you out here, you know. But if you don't want my help, fine by me. Good luck out there, Pinks. Her job hunting's such a fun time.
We don't have a good voice for him because, like, the voice I kind of gave him the initial time I can't do anymore. I can't really do anything. I'm breaking. There's too much Monokuma. Anyway, a waiter brings Marcelo the rest of his order, and I can only watch as he seems to dismiss my presence altogether. He casually sips his drink and pulls out his phone. As he does, I can't help but eye his expensive-looking phone, watch, and attire. Glorious pin-up. I love it. I love the glorious pin-ups. It's so fun. It's like, got the glitter all around it. It's my favorite part of the whole game, every one of them. He does seem like the type of person who makes a good living. I swallow nervously before I gingerly sit back down. What type of job is it? Marcelo's amber eyes flicker up to me and he smirks. He takes another sip before he puts the coffee down.
I'm looking for a temp secretary. Of sorts.
A secretary?
That's right. I run a business overseas, and unfortunately, I'm low on staff here. I'm looking for someone who knows the area around here well and could go on coffee runs for me, clean stuff, etc., etc. You interested? Pay starts at $50,000 a month.
I would fucking take that job in a heartbeat. 2 months, I'd make more than I make in a year. 50,000? That's dollars, by the way. I can't contain my voice as I stand up and yell. Everyone around the cafe turns to stare at me. Marcelo scowls and motions for me to sit down.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention that one of the key requirements is keeping your damn mouth shut.
Sorry, I just... 50,000? Are you serious? Like, you have to be worth billions. That is all... Is this like a 1-month job? Because that's more than most people make in a year.
I'm very serious. The business is my life and my employees are like family to me, so I spare no expense to making them both run at their best. I need people I can rely on after all. I kind of got the hots for you because you wrote my name in that book.
Shh, we don't know that yet. I mean, we know that. She doesn't know that.
So, you interested or not, Pinks? This is a one-time offer. I don't hire often, I'll have you know.
Yeah, I mean, for 50,000, you can't really hire a lot of people. I am, but...
But?
Can you, please not call me Pinks all the time? I have a name too, you know. My voice trails off as I slowly look up at Marcelo's surprised face. After a few moments, he chuckles before chugging down the rest of his coffee. He grins at me before sticking out his hand towards me.
You got it, Spacey. Sorry about that.
I feel heat rise to my cheeks as I hear him say my name so suddenly. Without thinking, I shake his hand and he grins.
Sweet. Got ourselves a deal then. You start today.
Today?
That's right. I I can give you a grand tour around your new office later, and then we can get down to the have you take some dictations. I mean, Marcella's voice cuts off as a commotion outside catches our attention. We peer out the window to see men in suits and various cars dash by the coffee shop in a hot pursuit. Suddenly, Marcella's phone rings and he narrows his eyes before picking it up. Hey, what the hell's going on? I just saw... I watch Marcelo grow quiet as a voice yells on the other end of the line. Suddenly, Marcelo grips the coffee cup he's holding. An angry, dark expression takes over his face as he speaks back into the line. So you finally found the fucker, huh? I jolt up in surprise as Marcelo crushes the coffee cup in his hand. He glares daggers into its broken pieces. She was like, what did I get myself into? I'm on my way. Don't you dare let him out of your sight. Marcelo quickly hangs up the phone and stands up. I eye the broken coffee mug left on the table in a daze before slowly looking up. Marcelo? Marcelo looks over at me before he grabs my arm and pulls me up. Like I said, you start today. Let's go. A dark, foreign, and rage-filled expression fills his eyes as he slaps a few $100 bills on the table before pulling me towards the exit. Like, that's for the mug. That mug costs $5. But I'll take that couple hundred. He looks back towards the bewildered waiter as he pulls me out the door. Keep the change. Sorry about the mug. No more smashing. I try to ask questions, but Marcelo simply pulls me into a car and gives the driver an address. Hey, hold on a second. Where are we going? Vasa instead of Isa. I just started saying. Vasa, it's everywhere you want to be. Like, obviously you can't put, like, actual brand names in the game, but it's just so funny, because, like, I noticed some of the other like, stickers, but that's the first time I went, oh, I wonder if that's supposed to be, like, the Visa sticker. Because it's a cap. Little things amuse me. Eventually, we end up at an old abandoned factory near the harbor. Marcelo pulls me out of the car, and I attempt to tug my arm back. Hey, I can walk myself. Can I just please know where we're going? Marcelo shoots a piercing glare at me as he turns around. I kind of feel like... Okay, hold on. We'll get to that after this. You never shut up, do you? What? I'm left speechless as I watch him growl in annoyance. He reaches into his shirt pocket and pulls out a pen. He writes something onto a small piece of paper and gazes at me intensely for a brief moment before shoving it into my hand. My eyes widen as I look down at a signed check for the amount of $200,000. It's more than I would make in 2 years. Consider it in advance. Now shut up and follow me. And whatever you see in there, don't you dare say a word of this to anyone. Got it? I stuff the check in my pocket as I swallow hard. I meekly nod and follow him towards an old warehouse. I feel like, okay, if he were voiced in Japanese, he'd be one of those Japanese voice actors that's, like, really good at, hey, yeah, I kind of have a fun voice like this. But they can get the really sexy, deep voice, like when he's angry, and you're like, oh god, you just got so much sexier. What the fuck just happened? You know what I mean? Because, like, some of them are just really good. They got, like, a smaller range. And then you have those ones that are just really good at, like, yeah, like, chuckly voice and so much. You're like, oh, it's a cute, fun voice. And then they can do, like, the deep sexy, and you're like, the fuck? Who are you, and where did you come from? You know? Those are, like, the best ones. Absolutely. I got a couple. Yeah, I'm just saying. Because that's because he does that. Like, he's got the mood swings. Like, he's being kind of jovial and fun with us, and then he's in serious mode, and it's like, oh god, you're intimidating. So he needs that voice to go with it. I can't do that, because I barely have a lady voice, let alone man voice. As we walk into an old, dark warehouse, I spot suited men standing guard everywhere. I can't help but gasp as I take in the sight of a gagged and tied man sitting in the middle of the desolate space. He appears to have been beaten as he struggles against his shackles in a chair. Marcelo is deftly approached by an older man in a suit who bows to him and hands over a small velvet bag. Valentino, what'd you find on him? Okay, look. Not to be spoilery,
But, like, you have to realize at this point, okay, at this point in the game, which I already knew the first time playing this, okay, that character that shows up in this route that has a sprite that isn't one of the background sprite dudes, i.e. the security guys, is the antagonist! You. So, like, I spent the entire time, the second he showed up, and I'm like, he's bad. He's bad. He is something bad. He is not. Should not be trusting him. We should not do it. He just looks shady. I mean, look, I know we're in the mafia right now, okay? Like, spoiler alert in case you couldn't figure that one out. The Italian mafia. Okay? But, like, if you didn't think Valentino just looks fucking shadier than shady, like, we shady, but he's shadier than that shady, okay? But I pegged him from the second he showed up. I'm like, no, Because after, like Isla showed up. No, it's her. She's our antagonist. We're gonna have to fight this bitch the whole way. I mean, there was Chaz too, but he didn't have a sprite, so he's just a side antagonist, right? But yeah, I'm sorry. I know that's like mild spoiler, but I said the same thing the first time I played this route. I was like, him? Nope, it's him. He's the bad guy. We gotta watch out for this motherfucker. It's not really much of a spoiler, but he just looks like he can't be trusted, and I love it. You're like, no, you're gonna backstab us somehow. It gets better, but I'm afraid it won't be to your liking, and I cannot read that. I don't know. You'd think I would have looked it up after having to play it again. I don't know how to say things in Italian, so I'm skipping the Italian, so I'm sorry. Just gonna pretend it's not there. I'm gonna fill it in, because I won't pronounce it right, and I will look stupid trying to mispronouncing it, so I'm just not gonna do it. Anyway. Marcello narrows his eyes as he empties the bag into his hand. I might be saying Marcello's name wrong too, but like, we can't not say his name. From the bag, a huge, sparkling diamond lands in Marcello's palm. Yeah. I watch as Marcello clutches the diamond and begins to visibly shake in anger. Could someone maybe fill me in on what's going on here? Oh? And who are you? She's the new hire. Ignore her. My eyes immediately shoot up to the gagged man as Marcello approaches him, still clutching the diamond. And this is where he'd have the deep, throaty, sexy voice, and you'd be like, I'm a little scared and turned on. Weird. Didn't know. I was Wait, what is happening to me? I'm just saying. Marcello forcefully tears out the cotton gag from the man's mouth as he brings the diamond to his face. Tell me something. Does this gem look familiar to you? Sgrazio? Is that what it is? I don't know. I skipped it because I can't read Italian, but... The bound man begins to panic as Marcello zooms into his eyes. Please, listen to me. I've never seen that diamond before in my life. I merely found it the other day lying in the sand. Ha! You mean to say you merely found one of the world's rarest and most valuable diamonds lying around in a shoreline, my good sir? I had a better voice for Valentino the first time, but... Marcello begins to chuckle darkly as he brings the diamond closer to the man's face. I mean, it's possible. In one swift motion, he forcefully cuts the man's cheek with the edge of the diamond, and a small trail of blood seeps out. Well, now it's really a blood diamond. I'm only going to ask you one last time, and I better hear the correct answer. Where did you get this diamond? Please, I'm not lying to you. I have no clue where it came from. I merely picked it up and... I gasp in horror as I watch Marcello land a fierce punch straight to the man's face. The chair holding him falls back as blood begins to seep out from the man's nose. He begins to cry as Marcello grabs him by the hair and lifts him into the air, chair and all. And then I'm assuming something about... I'm assuming it's like respond to my demands or something. Like, you know what I mean? That's what he's saying. I don't know, but anyway.
Who sent you? Who was the one that plotted against us? Speak or I'll rip out your throat.
Not reading anything in Italian.
But please, I beg you, I don't know anything.
I can't help but scream and cover my eyes as I watch Marcello viciously beat the man in a pure blind rage. Horrific screams ring out in the room as I feel myself begin to shake. Eventually, the man falls lifeless to one side of the chair, blood pouring out of his face as they stain Marcello's knuckles. Just as Marcello is about to swing another punch, Valentino grabs his arm. He's dead, dude.
I understand your feelings, but I'd advise against killing him here. He could still be of use to us. And perhaps after a bit more, well, it's supposed to be motivation, but he's saying it in Italian, he might reveal to us more secrets of that fateful night. As it stands, there's simply too much we don't know right now.
Marcello breathes heavily as he stares Valentino into the eyes. You know he's got that evil, raspy voice. Valentino, you know. But I can't do it, so. Pain, grief, and anger all warp together as he looks at the bloodied man with sheer hate. Marcello takes a deep breath and eventually nods slowly. Valentino motions towards henchmen standing in the shadows, and they all begin to approach the bloodied man. Marcello walks out of the door, grabbing me with him as the horrific screams keep replaying in my mind. This is great for morale. I forcefully yank my arm out of Marcello's grasp as we walk out of the warehouse. Tears begin to well up in my eyes as I attempt to shake the terrible scenes I watched from my mind. You almost murdered that man, even though he said he didn't know anything.
Don't make me laugh. What are you? Some sort of naive, sheltered princess who's lived her whole life in a fairy tale castle? Or do you just believe every rat on the street? The man committed atrocities. He deserved all that and more.
You didn't know that. You even said it yourself, and yet, without really knowing, you almost killed. My voice grows quiet as I begin shaking again. I wrap my arms tightly around my own frame in an attempt to stop the tremors, but it's no use. Marcello's eyes soften as he takes in my rattled state. He takes a deep sigh as he removes his suit and attempts to drape it over my shoulders.
Sorry, Pinks. I shouldn't have brought you here.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I was going to say. Maybe first day on the job, when you're doing this, you're like, we'll start later. I'll come pick you up. And then you go do this, and then you show up. So maybe you don't. The first day someone's on the job, you kind of ease them into the mafia lifestyle, I mean. But I guess that's really not how it works, huh? It's like, you're in the mafia now? So you're going to work for us? All right, go shoot this guy. Wait, what? What? You're going to ease me into this shit? But I guess that's not how... I don't know. I've never joined a mafia, so I wouldn't really know. But if I ran a mafia, maybe that's why I would never run a mafia. Because I'd be like, ease people into the mafia shit. Like, just kind of ease them into the, beating up and murder. Like, just... I mean, this was payback. Repayment. Like, air quotes around that. So, like, maybe ease them into that shit. Especially me, but anyway.
That wasn't something you needed to see. I apologize. I wasn't thinking straight.
No! Don't touch me! I cry out as I throw his jacket on the floor. My shaking continues, but I stare up at him with disdain. I reach for my pocket and throw the check at him. I don't want anything to do with you or any of those killers. Leave me alone or I'll call the police. Tears pour out of my eyes as I run away. Marcello picks his suit up off the floor as he watches my retreating figure. No, that's a second $1 million suit we've ruined. We're fucked. Later that evening, I attempt to shake my thoughts clear as I open the door to my apartment. Just as I do, a red letter reveals itself under the opening of my door. What's this? As I slowly turn the letter around, I feel the blood drain from my face. Eviction notice? What? No, there must be some mistake. I attempt to call my landlady over and over again, but she doesn't answer. I read the red letter over again before I crumble it up and stuff it into my pocket. I fall to the floor outside my door as I hug my knees. I can feel tears well up in my eyes as I hug myself closer. I close my eyes and sigh exasperatedly as I shake my head. Screw this. Screw everything. I'm just gonna drink my worries away at the bar. I don't care about anything anymore. Probably can't even afford a drink, though. I wipe my tears as I head towards the town bar. I open up my worn-out wallet as I look through my singles. Geez, can I even afford a drink? I close my wallet and take a deep breath before I look up at the beautiful starry night sky above me. I stop for a second, lost in the view of the sky. The sight of stars twinkling brightly in the dark fills me with an unknown sense of hope as I take a deep breath. It's fine. Everything will be fine. Tomorrow I'll definitely get a call back, and I'm sure I can work something out with the landlady. I continue on my path as I face forward again. Yeah, it's times like these I gotta remain the most positive, right? Being depressed will just make everything harder. I can lose faith in everything around me, but no matter what, I shouldn't lose faith in myself. That'll just mean that things will never change, so I gotta keep going forward, even if it's just one small step at a time. Russell. I'm snapped out of my thoughts as I hear a noise behind me, but when I turn around, all I see is an empty street. I slowly look forward, and as I'm beginning to walk again, I undeniably hear footsteps behind me. I look back again to spot a hooded figure quickly hide behind a wall. Okay, don't panic. It's probably nothing. Maybe he's just heading in the same direction as I am. Yeah, and he hid behind a wall when you looked, because that's not suspicious. He didn't want you to worry and think he was following you. Okay, sure. I swallow hard as I begin to quicken my pace. Like we're all in danger. When we're in danger mode, you're like, maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. Because you don't want to, I got it. I hear the footsteps behind me also quicken, and the panic starts to set in. Eventually, I'm in a full-out run. I look behind me, and the hooded figure is keeping up with me. Okay, it's definitely not nothing. Okay, don't panic. I watched all the seasons of Lizard Ball Z. I can totally kick his ass if the need arises. Instead of Dragon Ball. These things are funny. As I attempt to turn the corner leading into a brightly lit street, a hand covers my mouth and pulls me into a dark alley. My screams are muffled as I look up into a grinning man's face.
Hey, pretty lady. You got some cash on you?
Dude, I literally just got evicted! I'm literally the poorest person in this whole town!
Is that so? Well, there's plenty of other ways to pay, you know.
Oh, this is gross.
You got a pretty nice body. Mind if we go back to my place and get to know each other a little better?
Take your filthy hands off me, you damn creep! I scream and kick his groin with every ounce of strength I can muster before turning to run away. Just as I'm about to make it out of the alley, the man grabs my hair, pulling me backwards. He brings out a pocket knife and flashes it at me with a scowl.
Just had to put up a fight, huh? I hate bitches like you. Why don't you be a good little girl and just come along quietly, eh? Promise it'll hurt less. Or maybe not.
The man brings the knife to my cheek, and I'm reminded of the scene earlier with the diamond. I begin to shake as I watch the blade gleam. Just like, what has my beautiful town come to?
You know, I'd hate to see anything happen to that pretty little face of yours before I've had my own fun.
Think you should be more worried about what's going to happen to your face. The robber moves to turn around, but a large hand grabs his entire face and forcefully shoves him into a wall. Benefit of a mafia boyfriend. I look up to see Marcello looking extremely pissed as he grabs the knife from the guy's hand. Marcello lifts the knife to the guy's cheek as he had just done to me moments ago.
Want to try that number out on me, buddy? Promise it'll hurt less. Or maybe not.
Well, you son of a... The robber begins to yell, but Marcello decks him in the face with a vicious punch that sends him flying into a nearby wall. Seconds after, he lifts him by the throat and looks into his eyes.
Let me find you preying on another woman ever again, and I'll hang you by the balls in this town square. Got that, punk?
The man falls bruised and bloody to the ground as he whimpers. I breathe heavily as I watch him bolt away. The strength in my legs finally gives out as the tremors begin again. Marcello immediately kneels down to my level and he gazes worryingly at me. Wow, I can't read right now.
Hey, are you okay?
He slowly brings a hand closer to me, and I can't help but flinch. No, please! Marcello's gaze softens as he retreats his hand.
Spacey, I'm not gonna hurt you, okay? I just wanted to make sure you were alright.
I slowly look up with tear-filled eyes and I gaze into Marcello's earnest expression. He furrows his brow as he takes in my shaking frame.
Still shaking, huh? Sorry, that was probably my fault, but you're safe now, all right? Can you stand?
He slowly extends a hand out to me again and I stare at it. What should I do? Take his hand. A few moments pass before I slowly place my hand in his and he gently lifts me to my feet. He shoots me a small smile as he watches me recollect myself.
Atta girl. You're tougher than you look, you know that?
Suddenly, a small gleaming light shines from the floor. Marcello's eyes widen as he picks up a small pin from the floor. He brings the pin up to the light and stares at it. It's like when I first played this game, I didn't know what this means, and now I know what this means, and I just can't wait for this. The pin is a dark silver color with a distinct outline of a lion.
What in the devil's damn name is this doing here?
The strange pin shines mysteriously in the light as Marcello holds it in his hand. He turns around quickly in the direction the thug ran. I tilt my head curiously as I stare at the peculiar-looking pin.
That bastard! But no, it's impossible. Why the hell would a coward like that have this? Doesn't make any...
A lion? Marcello suddenly turns to look at me. He stares at me wide-eyed for a few moments before a stern look covers his face.
Of course. They were after you.
Me? Who's they? Wasn't that some random creep who...
I thought so too, but this pin tells a whole nother story. Come on, we need to get out of here. Now.
Just as Marcello grabs my hand and turns to leave, a crumpled red envelope falls out of my pocket and on his foot.
How's this?
I avoid eye contact as I watch him unfold the paper and read it. He stares up at me with a raised eyebrow.
I love the idea. I just picture him like, fucking really? Eviction notice?
Yeah, I guess my landlady got really mad or something. Even though she just gave me a second warning and that's totally weird, but I'll just give her a call tomorrow. It's fine,
No, this wasn't your landlady's doing. There's a third party involved here. Seems they've already tracked you down. Damn, those bastards work fast.
What are you talking about? Tracked me down? Who are you? Whoa! I yelp as Marcello effortlessly lifts me over his shoulder as if I were a feather.
Sorry, Pinks, but if you want to live to see past tomorrow, we need to get the hell out of here.
Den of the Dragon. We'll continue this in the next part. I actually, you know what? I forgot how much fun his route really is. Like, he is a great character. It's just for some reason, like, he's not my first choice, so I kind of forget how fun his route really is. They're all great, though, you know? But anyway, we'll continue in episode 3 in the Den of the Dragon in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.